AM 1430 KRGI, 105.5 FM. Good morning. I'm Brian Gallagher. We have a guest to bring us up to date on preparedness. Andrew Hills is here from Central District Health Department. It's National Preparedness Month, correct?
Yes, it is, all September.
Okay. So let's talk about the preparedness aspect. What do we need to do to make sure that we're ready for weather changes and everything else that comes from the fall?
Well, what they've done this year for National Preparedness Month is they've divided into week-long activities. So it's the same deal as before with making a plan for how you and your family will reunite if you're separated in an emergency. Maybe it's a plan for how you'll get out of your house in a fire. Then there's building a kit. What might you need if, say, the power goes out? You know, we had a power cut at the health department yesterday for an hour or so. So it was a case of breaking out the flashlights and making sure that people know where to go and what to do. Something like that in your house, if you haven't practiced it, you know, that can come as a bit of a shock. So making sure that you have some means of lighting, heating, making sure you got a blanket, something like that. You know, we're coming into winter, into colder weather. And that brings you into sort of building a kit, making sure you have what you need on hand. And the last week of Preparedness Month is probably, in my opinion, the most important of all, and that's engaging the youth in the plan. It's fine for me and my wife maybe to have a plan about what we're going to do in the house, but maybe we're out, maybe we're at a softball game when the power goes out in the house. The kids also need to know what they're doing. They also need to be engaged in the activities. They need to know where the stuff is and how to use it and what we expect from them in an emergency.
Something to keep in mind, and we usually run into this because of power outages, we are so tied to some type of a powered device in everything that we do. And if you have a battery for that device, that's fine. However, you may have limitations because, and I'll take cell phones for example. Let's say that you have a power outage. Well, what if that power outage affects the towers that your cell phone signal pings off of? You have a problem.
Well, you do, yes. You have a problem in reaching out to get information and to get help. And that's why traditionally one of the most important means of getting information in an emergency has been radio, because you can get battery-powered radios, but you can also get wind-up radios as well. So one of the things to think about putting in your kit is a means of getting information in an emergency instead of being dependent on the television. Obviously, if there's no power, there's no TV, or your cell phone, because if that cell tower goes down in a storm or because of a power cut, then your cell phone's not going to be working either. The radio doesn't require a transmission line to get to you. If you have a battery-powered or wind-up radio, you can always access information.
And for your knowledge, we have a generator that if it detects a power outage here, it instantly kicks on. So we're still making sure that we get this valuable information out. So make sure that you have some kind of contact, inbound and outbound, to try to have this information available. Then as the weather changes, preparation is something that you need to have. You know, we've gotten through most of the intense heat. There still may be a warm day or two where it may get uncomfortable, but comfort becomes a huge issue as you get into colder weather because the colder it gets, really the more dangerous it gets.
Yeah, and that's what I said, you know, making sure that you have things like, you know, where your blankets are in the house and you have them prepared. We're also coming into autumn, which means it's gutter cleaning season as well. So if we happen to have all the leaves on your oak tree by your house drop over the space of a week and you don't clean them that week and you're getting a big thunderstorm, you're going to end up having gutter problems. Maybe you'll get some flooding. So
good advice from Andrew Hills from Central District Health Department. It is National Preparedness Month, so it's a good idea to run through your checklist. He mentioned something else, rehearsal. This is something that might be the toughest thing to do for a lot of families.
You've got to practice it. You know, at home every year with the kids, we do a little fire drill. It was more fun for them when they were little than it is for them when they're older because they get a bit sick of it from school. But running through a fire drill at home with the kids, I used to be naughty and incentivize it with chocolate. That might not be the best thing, but, you know, different families may differ. But whatever it takes to get them engaged and to practice how they would get out of the house, where they would go and what they would do.
Some tips available through Health Department?
Absolutely. You can go see the Health Department online. We're at cdhd.ne.gov. You can even give us a call. We're on 385-5175. And if you need general emergency information, there's always ready.gov.
There you go. Andrew Hills from Central District Health Department. Thanks, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Good morning from AM 1430, KRGI 105.5 FM.